Welcome to Journey with RTR, the podcast where three dynamic women from Southern California come together to share their insights, experiences, and stories to encourage and inspire you to grow, learn, and thrive. Renee, Tracy, and Raquel are here to bring you thoughtful discussions, practical tips, and a whole lot of inspiration. Before they dive in, a quick disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individuals and do not represent their respective organizations or companies. So, get ready to embark on this journey as they navigate through life's challenges and triumphs together. Let's dive in and start thriving.
Within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
Welcome to Journey with RTR. I'm Renee and I'm here with my friends Tracy and Raquel, and this is our third episode. We are so excited. It seems like forever.
It does.
And it's only three. Today we're going to be talking about spontaneous reactions. We have a few quotes that we're going to read and look at with our viewers that can see it, and talk about them and our reactions and how we feel about them and what they mean to us.
Yeah.
They inspire us.
Yep.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
That it might bring up from our past.
Yep. Would you like me to read them for the people who are just listening?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
So that they know what we're looking at.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't forget, while you're busy doubting yourself, someone else is admiring your strength.
I love that.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Look at Cole this morning when we are just
Your
talking
son.
about just, starting out this podcast and doing things like that. We just talked about this morning. And he was admiring us and saying how impressed
awesome it
he
was.
is
Yeah.
and how well he thinks we're doing. And he's looked at the magazine article and he was
Right.
like, you guys are doing amazing. So,
Right. But I feel like that's, there's so much of that we have so much doubt about what we're doing, and everything is so visual right now in social media. I ran my first marathon or whatever that they might be doing. And some people might say, I probably shouldn't post that, or that's I'm going to look cheesy, or I'm going to look like I'm showing off. And I don't feel like people should do that. I feel like you inspire people by having them see you do what it is you're accomplishing. If it is an accomplishment, part of those are trials that are within that, right? I had my first marathon or a 5K, and I got a blister, and other people would go, I wouldn't even think of doing a 5K, which is 3 miles, but it sounds long, but it can be done. And when they see other people that look like them, they realize, wow, it really can be done. So people don't always realize that starting something new, even for themselves, is an inspiration for other people. I have a really good friend. His name is Matthew. He started his own company, and then he went and got his insurance license, and he's like, I'm rebranding. I'm starting over. I'm not looking back in the rearview mirror because there's nothing there for me, but I'm going to do new things. And I think that some people, I always say you have to really close your ears to the doubters, because you will always get one. You'll always get to someone that says, you can't do that. Or, that's probably not going to work out. Did you think about this? You don't know me, and you don't even know what I could accomplish.
Well, it's kind of like this podcast. I mean, I didn't know if we could do this, and I've had a lot of people say to us, I admire you guys. We actually had an older client of ours say that posted on one of our pages. Tracy and I we were posting on our Church Chicks page that we were inspiring, and that meant a lot to us. And I don't think that's another thing people realize. Like just a comment or a smile or a word, what that can mean to you. And it meant a lot to Tracy and I because they've known us a long time. I think they're one of our very first clients. And to hear that we were inspiring to them with the journey that we're taking really meant a lot. And
Right.
I think that we tend to overlook those things.
Right.
We do.
Very true.
Great.
Okay.
Let's look at the next quote.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. As we gain confidence in ourselves, red flags are no longer red flags. They are deal breakers.
That to me says that fear would be a deal breaker. Where when you gain confidence in something, right? Like doing our first podcast and how many bloopers we had, we could have said, we're done. We're done. We actually pushed through and said, we can't be done. We have to keep doing this until we get used to it, right? So I always have heard, in order to be a better writer, what do you have to do? You have to write. In order to be a better speaker, you have to speak. So you have to keep doing the things that you fear because then they no longer become a fear. They become something that you just check off a box and say like, no, that's not going to happen for me. That's I can move past those types of inhibitors. And a lot of it's self-talk, what we tell ourselves, and then self-beliefs. I don't think I'm good enough for that. I don't think I should apply for that job. I'm afraid because I don't think I qualify. But if you don't try, you never know. So that's how I interpret that quote.
I kind of take it different ways. I interpret it as in me in the dating world. That's what I think about. When you're going through divorce, you're a little bit, you don't have a lot of self-confidence. You just lost your whole marriage and then you're dating again. And I think now that I'm, been divorced for 13, 14 years, I feel like I have a lot more confidence in the dating world now, where when I first started dating, I would tolerate a lot
I
more
love that.
things than I would now.
Right. I love that. And that's a great way to look at it too. And I've said that in situations where people have been in relationships and it's a do-over that's a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Because you get to decide what you'll never do over again. I'll never tolerate this again.
Yep.
Even in jobs, right? Like you get a new job and you just say, I get to interview the employer, just like they're interviewing me. But I get to decide, do I want to be there? They may think I'm really qualified, but do I want to be there? And then once you make that choice and things work out, you're like, that's amazing. Like the new job that I have, I love. And I always thought, like, will I love a job again? Will I love what I did? And I love the people. I love how supportive they are. And there would have been deal breakers in there if I didn't get what I was looking for,
And knew that you were deserving of.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love your perspective. You guys knocked it out of the park. I'm done.
Okay, next.
Next.
This is a good one. I like this. The best moments of my life don't make it to social media.
Wow.
Yeah, I
that's a
really
great
like that one.
I do too.
Because if you look at my social media, I think the last thing I posted was Cole's graduation, which was over a year or so ago. Maybe that's the last thing I posted. I don't know, but
Yeah, social media for me is definitely a love-hate relationship. I love it because you can connect with your friends that from your past that you don't normally get to see or that you wouldn't because they live in different states. I love it for those things. I love to see memories come up on it from the past.
Right.
But I don't love sometimes how it can make one feel. And I feel like
you feel like you're missing out, or you feel like they have a better life, or
yeah, I think you look at it that way, and I feel like I used to be better at it. I used to post more of my monumental moments, but I think I tend not to because I don't think of it that much anymore as I used to. Like before I would think like, oh, I need to post this to Facebook. I mean, really 10 years ago when I don't even know how long Facebook's been around, but
Right.
in the past I used to think like, oh, I can't wait to get home to post this.
Right.
I don't think of that anymore. Sometimes I just forget about it.
Yeah, I'm usually in the moment of not in the moment and not even taking pictures.
Right.
And that's nothing
me.
to say that there's anything wrong with that type of person that wants to share that, because a lot of them have the thought process that I said, I want it to be a memory. I want it to pop up a year from now, 10 years from now. So I love that. That's why I said it's kind of love-hate, because I love that part about it. But I feel like when you do live in the moments, they tend not to make it up on there. And I don't know.
And that's okay.
Sometimes it's better.
Yeah.
You know, to have those moments that are just for you.
Yeah.
And not everybody needs to see. And it's funny because I would take pictures and I would put them on my Instagram or my Facebook because I wanted to keep them in one place.
Yeah.
And I've lost my phone several times.
Oh, gosh.
And didn't back up my phone because so many of us don't, and lost all those photos. But they're in those systems. And I'm so happy that they're in there. Like, I'm so glad that I added those. But I usually take a ton of pictures and I'll stop people. You know this. I will be like, hey, ma'am, put down your sandwich. Take our photo.
Always count on you.
No, I never interrupt people eating, but I will stop them and say, please take our photo.
Well, we did that one time. We were at Babes Ride Out on a motorcycle trip. And there was like 10 of us girls, and we're all sitting there. And one of us said, hey, interrupting this girl eating her sandwich, would you mind taking a picture? And she's like, sure. She gets up, and none of it, we looked, all of a sudden, it was pink.
No.
Yes.
The
And
real lady.
Yes.
Oh, my
Well,
gosh.
it was funny because we were with our friend Di,
and
and
that's so funny.
the lady took our picture, and then the lady left and said, "Oh, here you go." We're like, "Oh, thank you so
she was
much." She's
so
like,
nice.
"No problem." And the lady turned around and left, and Di looked at us. She said, "You do know who that was?" And we're like, "No, we didn't." And she said, "It's pink."
That
The
is
pink.
ridiculous.
And she was so nice.
You're
And
so
I think
nice.
she was actually kind of appreciative because we didn't,
Right. You didn't gush over her
didn't
or
like,
invade her space.
we gave her her
or-
space. And
That's
she-
hilarious.
Whoever asks her to take a picture, right? You're not
No,
going to
they didn't
interrupt
even approach her.
Pink. Nobody would,
That
even
is
approach her.
hysterical.
So that was kind of interesting. So I don't mean to cut you off.
No, but that's an awesome story because I think that you know, you not knowing who she was probably meant a lot to her because of how you asked, where she was like, you weren't like, oh my gosh, and making a big deal, drawing a crowd.
Or can we take your picture? Will you be in it with
Yes,
us?
yes.
I mean, had we known,
Oh,
it
you
would
would've.
have went way bit differently.
Yes,
I'm kidding.
100%.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
But it's funny because my husband celebrated his birthday a couple days ago, and I typically take a ton of photos, and I didn't. I did a little message to him through social media, like happy birthday, but I was like, I'm just going to enjoy this moment, and we're going to have dinner. We're just going to have our chat and talk, and enjoy the moment. And I felt like that was more meaningful than having to worry about a picture that's got to look right and the lighting's good, or you didn't smile, you closed your eyes. It was just like, we just had fun.
What do you mean I closed my eyes? Because I
No,
always close
meaning
my eyes.
no. In the photo, if someone did,
No, but that's
Kevin
always
always
me.
closes his
I do
eyes,
too.
and I'm like, "What are you
I do
doing?"
too. I do too. I don't know
He
why.
just always does, and I'll
I
look
think
at
it's just
photos. I'll
like
be
you're
like,
laughing or something.
"This
and
kid."
it's just-
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So that's a great
Yeah,
quote.
great one.
I like that one. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see next.
I love this one too. Do good and good will come to you.
Yeah,
Karma.
yeah.
You know, I believe in karma.
And kind of that message of what you give, you get, right? It's always good to give advice, a smile, your friendship, holding the door for someone, just being mindful and letting someone go ahead of you in line. I do that all the time at Stater Brothers when I'm grocery shopping, and I'm not in the 15 like items or less. I'm in the longer line, and I'll watch them. It's either like a guy who's got like a couple things and he's antsy and he's
Yeah.
like, oh, and he's looking at the short line
Yeah.
and he's like, I want to get out of here. And I always say, come on over here. You can go. And then, are you sure? They're almost like shocked that someone would help
Yeah.
them. But I always feel like I want to do that. I want to be the good person that helps people, and I don't expect anything in return.
It's because it feels good to do something for someone.
I want Journey to be the good for people.
Right.
I think that's what we
our
all
journey
want.
with RTR. Yes, we all. I should speak for all of us. We all want that, and I think that's what we're hoping that this evolves into someday. I think that's a great thing about it is we don't know where it'll go.
Right.
We simply just started a podcast because we knew that we had something that we could offer to people.
Right.
And we don't know where it's going to take us, but I certainly know I'm along for the ride. I know you two are. And I want good to come of this.
Right. And I think people would be very surprised at what we're willing to do to help people.
Right.
That when we say post something on our YouTube page in the comments, that we really are going to reply. We really are going to address you. And if you want us to shout out your name, we want to do that too. But,
and if you don't, we won't.
Yep. But it's more, we did this for a purpose, and it's not just, for like this was a bucket list thing. It was more, it meant a lot. We took a lot of time. We're taking a lot of time to try to meet up, and with our busy lives and your lives, with what you're doing with your business and mine with all the travel, it, to me, it's like we're the right team. To do
we
this.
kind of want to travel with you, though.
I know. I got to bring you along.
All right, Chuck, you have another one?
Last one.
Okay. Oh, this is probably my favorite one. Doing what you like is freedom. Liking what you do is happiness. And that is the way I feel about Chore Chicks. I love what we do. I love helping people. I love making a difference in people's lives. And I think it isn't like a job. And we always joke about, Renee's the one that does the billing. Thank God, because I was like, no, don't charge them. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
I could stay here for hours. And she does the billing and she charges.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to make money around
Somebody's
here.
got to make money, because I'm always the one that says, it's just so much fun. I love helping people.
But the reality is, if we were wealthy and we didn't need to charge, we probably wouldn't.
I know.
I think some of our
But
very
there are
first
times
jobs
where
we
you
didn't.
don't.
We don't.
You
times.
give stuff to your clients. You've told me that before, which
Some
is
of our
nice.
very first jobs, and oddly enough, our very first ones, we didn't charge.
Yeah.
I mean, what were we thinking? But I don't know, they just touched us in such a special way that we were just like, that's super sweet, and we can't charge for that. So I think that as we've gone along, that is I think the most empowering thing.
Right.
Because we own the business. We don't answer anybody.
Right.
And to make those decisions, to be the decision makers is such a power. And I love that, because we can say, no, we're not charging you, or we don't need to call our boss, even though Tracy thinks she's my boss. She's not. But we don't, we're the owners. We're our own bosses. So we call the shots for that.
It kind of makes me think about, it was probably like when we first started out. So it had been like 13, 14 years ago. These two women were getting married, and they couldn't find anybody to help them they were getting married at somebody's house, remember? And they couldn't find anybody to help them.
Organize their wedding, or
help, anything. Nobody because maybe back then, 13, 14 years ago, it's not very long ago, but some people didn't like that idea.
Yeah.
And we did it, and we just didn't charge them. And we were there all night, putting all the food in, just running around, doing things, getting flowers and everything. And we didn't charge them. And they became friends.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
How did they find you?
Must have
Probably
been
on Yelp or
Yeah, must have
something
been
like
on
that.
Yelp.
She just called in a panic and just explained her situation. And actually what she said is, I'm getting married, and the people that were supposed to help me called off. So can you help? Are you guys free? And I think it was last minute, and Tracy and I had plans, but there was just such a desperation in her voice.
Right.
That I just said to Tracy, we just got to go. We got to help them. And then we went, and we didn't realize, anything that was going on until she introduced us to her wife.
Yeah.
And
But you wouldn't have cared anyway.
we wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I think
But some
that's-
people did.
But
They
see,
did.
that's, to me, was a meant to be moment.
Yes,
They
it
were
was.
meant to find you.
Oh, absolutely.
Because for every doubtful person that didn't want to help them, or every person that just wasn't helpful, you were, you know,
Yeah.
and that's says a lot about the both of you and how you are. And it's part of the do good, you know,
Right.
be good to
Yeah.
others and good will come back to you. And you got a good friendship out of it too.
Well, and she
Yeah.
said, you saw us, you saw me when I was calling.
Yeah.
And I think that that's, I don't know, resonated with me that, yeah, we saw you in your situation and we were there to help, 100%. Didn't matter what the circumstances were at the time. And again, that was one of those moments. And I don't think Tracy and I think the great thing about Tracy and I is we're on the same wavelength with a lot of things when it
Right.
comes to our business, because I think both of us secretly inside were thinking, I don't want to charge her, but I don't know how to tell her that she's just spent her whole night doing this for free. And then at the end of the night, we walk
That's
out.
usually- yeah.
We walk out and we get in the car and we kind of look at each other. And we both smile, and I'm like, we both said at the same time, "You don't want to charge, do you?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to charge." And we just didn't charge.
Yeah, that's
great.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think that for some people, I don't look at this and say that that's just your job. Like, it could be you love to sing karaoke, you love to make jewelry, you love to garden, you love to sew. That's one envy that I have is sewing. I so wish I knew how to sew. I had Jeff buy me a sewing machine and I broke the needle the first time I took it out. And I was
Gosh.
like, come on, man. It's like, I can't do anything with that thing, but I admire people that can do that stuff. So, and if that brings you happiness, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
You know, it's like for me and my job, I have so much that I have to do, and it's like I feel like it's constant. I've been busier than I've ever been in such a long time, and there's so much training, there's so much development, there's so much, go in this system, and you have all these, things for you to look at as materials and collateral, and it's like kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
But also you just feel like I have all the tools to get my job done. And then I can do what I love to do, which is to help people and talk to new people from all over the country where sometimes I won't meet them for sometimes a year because there's no need for me to go to New York or, Detroit or wherever they are. But then when I do meet them, it's special because I'm like, oh my gosh, I finally get to see a client that I helped. And I'm just so happy that they're loving what the products that they're getting or the services that we provide. And they're like, you knocked it out of the park with what you did. So I think that people should just be happy for what makes them happy and not worry about what someone else might think,
Absolutely.
Yep.
So awesome.
All right. That was our last one.
Yeah. Tell us what you think on our YouTube page. If there's a quote that you love that's, resonates with you, that's like it's something, maybe it's something you live by, maybe it's something you heard as a kid, or maybe it's something you even made up yourself. We'd love to hear what that is.
Yep. Okay, so now that we've had a few of our spontaneous reactions on these videos, I bought something off the internet, and I'm going to get Tracy and Raquel's reaction off of these items that I purchased, but also mine too.
scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Nothing's going to jump out at you. So all the craze right now is something that's out there.
Swedish candy.
Swedish
Oh
candy.
my gosh. Have you seen Swedish candy?
What is
So it's really
it?
hard to buy in the stores right now.
Why?
How did
I
you
don't
find Swedish
know.
candy? Those are
I
bugs.
have my ways. I
Those
you know
are
what? We'll
bugs.
just let Tracy take this over because she'll know every part and piece of this candy, and I have no idea. I just bought them because I know that they're really the craze right now.
Really?
They are. Yes. They're
Now,
all the craze.
where are you seeing it? Like TikTok or how do you-
TikTok.
Instagram, everywhere.
Instagram.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know why
So-
everyone likes it.
Well, explain it to me.
Take it away, Trace.
Okay, Swedish candy. It's they have sweet and sour, and they're also kind of more of a marshmallow texture. And I've never tried them, but I watch all of the people that review them.
Oh.
And which are the good ones? There's bubs, there's skulls, there's Coca-Cola ones.
She could go on and on.
Yeah.
So it's like
I've
a
never tried it.
marshmallowy candy that's made where?
Sweden.
So they don't
But they
sell-
do have
they just-
Bon Bon in New York. Is a candy store in New York that sells them.
Okay.
But they're sold out all the time. I've been trying to get them for like 6 months.
So I
wow.
bought these online. Now, just so you do know, they do sell them at Rocket Fizz, which is
Oh.
in San Clementine, Irvine. Irvine is consistently sold out.
Wow.
For those that live in our area, you know where that is. It's like a Spectrum and a mall. And then San Clemente, there's another Rocket Fizz, and they seem to have them more in stock. So this is
Rocket
just
Fizz, we just gave you
we just
business.
totally plugged you.
So you need
Thank
to
you very much.
plug us.
It is a really fun candy store. Have you ever been in there?
No.
Oh,
It's fun. They have everything you want.
you-
I'm not a candy eater.
I am.
So I
Oh, me
knew
too.
this was
100%.
going to really excite Tracy. This was one of Tracy's birthday presents. But her birthday was yesterday.
No wonder she got so excited. Yeah,
She
her
got
birthday was
excited.
yesterday, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Thank
Tracy. So this was one of her presents a day late. I decided to keep this for the show because I thought it would be fun to get a reaction because I know she's really been wanting them. And so it's a reaction of all of us because I've not tried it. I've been waiting.
Well, try it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to let Tracy try it first.
Okay.
Raquel, you have to try it too.
Okay. So these are the skulls.
It's just shaped like a skull?
It's shaped like a skull.
It looks like
Okay.
a bunny rabbit.
It's a skull.
Okay.
It
Okay.
could, looks like a cat actually.
Now they have all different types. I didn't buy all of them. It's super expensive.
I know. It's like $90 to get like
ridiculous.
a package and shipped from New York. Then you're looking at $20, $30 in shipping. There is also a place in LA that's just opening
Yeah.
up that has it. But okay, I've been dying to try, and I can't remember the name of
Okay,
it.
don't try it. Just put it in your hand. Let
Okay.
Raquel pick one.
Okay. Are they all different flavors?
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to eat. This is so weird. I'm like looking at this going like it has no color. So is it a flavor or
Do
is it
the-
not a flavor?
The yellow one. Yep.
This one?
Uh-huh. That's supposed to be the
Okay.
best. That's kind
Oh,
of everyone's favorite.
So
And
we'll
it's
do
kind of
different-
hard.
It's like it's a Bubs.
So we'll each do a different one. I'm going to do this. Looks like a bunny to me, but if you say it's a skull.
It's a skull.
But what's
Oh, okay.
mine?
It's a
An
Bubs.
egg?
It's just
Oh.
a Bubs.
What's a Bubs?
That right there. That's a Bubs.
So what is it? What is that, an egg?
It's just a.
It's just
a
what it-
Bubs. That's what it's
a
called.
Bubs.
Oh.
Raquel.
Yeah,
The young people will know what
It's
a
a
bubs
bub.
is.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This one's a sour one.
It's
All right.
kind of jelly.
Is it?
Mine tastes like you know when you used to go to the barber shops and they would give you the bubble gum? Mm-hmm. And then it was so good that you just wanted to eat it.
Yeah.
That's what that flavor one is.
This has a really weird taste.
What does it taste like?
Like a dirty sock. It's very sweet, but it doesn't taste like fruit or anything.
It doesn't.
It's just like sweet.
Mine tastes like a Sour Patch Kids. Is what this would taste like.
Raquel, are you a candy eater?
Okay. Give me a
not
Bubs.
Tracy, this entire plate is yours.
Yeah.
Raquel and I are going to give it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have it.
Well, there we go. We just tried Swedish candy. Raquel's verdict, I'm not so sure if she's fond of it. Tracy's in heaven. She has the whole plate on her lap. And I will finish this one and we'll be done. That's all we got.
You want to try this one?
I'm having a hard time with this one.
She has
You don't,
to try
if you don't
that
like
one.
it, then switch over to a Bubs.
Try the bubs. You haven't tried it.
Yeah, you try the Bubs.
Like, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're so happy that you keep tuning in. Next time, we are going to have an episode that is about issues. And they could be any kind of issue, but maybe they're situational things that are happening. Like, you made pasta and it didn't turn out right. What did you do wrong? Or
They won't get
Something
any help from
happened.
me on that.
something happened at work, something happened with your landlord, anything that's situational, we want to hear about it. So we want you to go on our YouTube page and we want you to pose the scenario that you're dealing with or the issue that you're having, and we're going to try and answer it on our next episode. And you can also email us at contact@journeywithrtr.com, and we'll combine all of them and collect them, and then we'll put together an episode to address them. So,
And if there's any other candy you want us to try,
I'm happy to try.
don't
them.
let us know.
yeah.
Raquel and I are out, but Tracy will be your personal taste tester.
I will. This
Yeah.
is a banana.
Oh,
It's not dirty socks.
It's just
For all of those you they
banana.
can't see, Tracy has been devouring the plate as Raquel's talking.
yeah. So, thank you again. We are on so many different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio.
Oh,
we're
show
on,
them our cards.
Oh yeah, we're on. What are the other ones?
They're on our cards.
I can't see, but we are super excited that we have these
Can't
little
see.
business cards that we just got. So this is the front and this is the back. And the QR code, when you get one, is going to take you to our YouTube page, but it also defines all the other. And for you young people, you're going to be able to read this fine print because I can't. For you older people, your phones have microphones on them. I mean, what are they called?
Magnifying
Magnifying
glasses.
glasses on them, and you can zoom in and see where else we are. But these are awesome. We're definitely going to always have them on us so that we can encourage others where to find us. But I absolutely love them.
They're so awesome.
They're just, I love how compact and petite they are, and
Well,
that they say everything.
I like the
how to
fact that
find
it
us.
says if you want to watch us, you can go here.
Yeah.
If you want to listen, you can go here. Because I think it's
Right.
confusing for some people that don't.
Right. And you know what's funny is
Podcast.
like so many people are dedicated to the way they listen to podcasts and the format. So we really were purposeful about making sure that we were on a platform for them to be able to get to us. So reach out to us, definitely participate. We want to hear from you. We're so happy that you continue to join us. And until next time, thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.